Hello guys, in today's video we are going to be discussing about GDP, understanding GDP per capita and a comparison between Nigerian GDP and Brazil's GDP. So, gross domestic product GDP is one of the most important indicators used to measure the economic performance of a country. It shows the total value of goods and services produced within a country over a specific period, usually a year. GDP helps economists and government to understand how strong an economic is and how well people in that country may be living. So I would say GDP, gross domestic product, refers to the total monetary value of all final goods and services produced within a country's border in a year. It includes production from sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing services, and government activities. A higher GDP usually means a more larger and productive economy. So next we are going to be moving over to Nigeria's GDP before and now. So next we are going to be discussing about Nigeria's GDP then and now. So about 10 years ago, around 2014-2015, Nigeria had a very large GDP. In 2014, Nigerian GDP was approximately about $574 billion, making it the largest economy in Africa at that time. By 2015, it was about $493 billion. However, in recent years, Nigeria's GDP has fallen below nominal terms. In 2024, Nigerian GDP fell to about $187 billion, and by 2025, it was estimated to be about $285 billion. The decline is largely due to factors such as currency depreciation, lower oil revenue, inflation, and economic instability, rather than a complete collapse of production. So next we'll be moving over to Nigeria's GDP per capita. So GDP per capita means the average economic output or input per person in a country in 1 year. So I would say GDP per capita can be calculated by dividing GDP by the population size. For example, Nigerian GDP can be calculated as $285 billion in a year divided by the population size, which is 233 million people, which is equals to 1,000, which is roughly equal to $1,200. This shows that the average economic output per person in Nigeria is relatively low. So next we'll go over to comparison between Nigeria and Brazil's GDP. So Brazil and Nigeria have similar population size. Nigeria has about 233 million people, while Brazil has about 212 million people. Despite the similarities, their economic are very different. Brazil has a very large economic in South America by GDP. Brazil's GDP is approximately about $2.19 trillion, which is about 8 to 9 times larger than Nigerian GDP. Nigeria, on the other hand, once had the largest economic in Africa as of 2014, but now is currently being held by South Africa. Brazil's GDP per capita is around $10,300, while Nigeria is around $1,200. This means on the average, one person in Brazil has access to far more money and economic opportunities in a year than one person in Nigeria, even though both countries have similar population sizes. The difference exists because Brazil has more diversified economy with strong industries in manufacturing, agriculture, services, and technology, Brazil also has a better infrastructure and a high productivity and strong institutes. Nigeria, on the other hand, depends on oil exports and has challenges such as poor infrastructure, limited industrialization, large informal economy. So next we'll be discussing on how Nigeria can level up. To improve economic position, Nigeria needs to diversify its economy beyond oil by investing in manufacturing, agricultural processing, and technology. Improving infrastructure such as electricity, roads, and transportation is also crucial. Investing in education and skilled development will increase productivity and innovation. Additionally, better governance, stable economic policies, and encouragement of both local and foreign investments will help Nigeria grow its GDP and improve living standards. Thank you.